Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford, Paddock. I am Adam McCullough, just heading out of the ground right now. Manchester United 3, Everton 1. Big win for Manchester United. It was just what we needed. Typical cup game at Old Trafford here today. We probably allowed them into the game a little bit too much, in my opinion. And we should have been doing a whole lot better, especially after we went 1-0 up in that first half so early on. But we allowed Everton back into the game. The goal that they scored in the first half, an absolute howler from David De Gea, in my opinion. I think the ball kind of came really quickly at his feet and it was difficult for him to adjust his feet. But your goalkeeper has to be doing better there and has to be stopping that from crossing the line. While going through his legs and allowing Connor Cody an absolute tapping. It was Connor Cody who was involved again in the second half at the same end, allowing Manchester United to score and grab their second goal, which proved to be the match winner, although Marcus Rashford added a third with a penalty after like 90 odd minutes. So big win for Manchester United today. But the performance can and should be a whole lot better from Manchester United. You look at the performance today, I think there was a lot of fatigue in there. You're looking at a team that's, played every single game after the World Cup, haven't made a whole sale changes to the 11 for those games. The likes of Rashford, Casemiro, etc. were at the World Cup. They've been performing really well, but there's only so much their legs can take as well. And I think the games coming thick and fast have had a toll on the performance. But ultimately, we're a good team at the moment, and we're able to not perform well and still get results. Like I said, though, I thought we allowed Everton into the game far too much. With the first goal for them, really poor goal to concede, and then they scored one in the second half, which was eventually disallowed for offside. But again, it was just poor defending from Malacia. And then I haven't seen a replay of it because of where I sit, obviously in the Stretford end. But you have to question David De Gea in there as well. How has that ball gone through that crowd and through him and into the goal? Thankfully, it was offside. I think it was Damari Gray who ran a little bit too early and got played offside. But that was a really poor goal to concede as well. So we rolled our luck a little bit. Had the luck with the decision on the VAR, and thankfully got through that and then wrapped the win up. Garnacho, who came on as a sub, really raw, really direct, running at that Everton backline and getting fouled for the penalty. Bruno and Marcus Rashford had a little chat about it. Who was going to take the penalty? Who was going to, give it up for the other one? And eventually Bruno Fernandes gave it up for Rashford. Rashford to get, I think that's 13th goal of the season now, or 12th goal of the season in 23 games. He's got a phenomenal record at the minute, and he was hugely involved for the second goal as well. It should go down as a Marcus Rashford goal, to be fair. Excellent work, got to the byline, cut it back, and it hits Connor Cody and goes in a similar position he was when he scored Everton's goal. So United are through in the cup. We're through into the next round. We're still in the hat. That's all that matters at this stage. And obviously, now we'll be looking at that draw and hoping Manchester United can get a next draw. We've got Charlton coming up next as well for Manchester United, another cup competition, another game in the cup, another opportunity to seal a place in the next round of the League Cup and in the semi-final, where we can hopefully go for some trophies. But yeah, man, I'm delighted with this today, and I'll tell you why. Not because of the performance. I didn't think the performance was particularly good or anything to write home about, but it just feels so good to be able to come to Old Trafford at the moment, watch Manchester United, and expect us to win, even if we don't perform particularly well. And yes, I think there was some fatigue in this team today, and I think there's some players that can play better. I think David De Gea has had better days, although it wasn't his distribution that was concerning me. It was a few mistakes, and I think he's been excellent recently. So you take that one on the chin. At the back, I thought Luke Shaw was excellent, again starting at centre-back, sending a huge message to Harry Maguire, who came on as a late sub. But that sends a massive message to Harry Maguire. We had the option to play him. He played the other day. There's nothing to do with fitness, and we choose Luke Shaw. That's a message from the manager to the captain, in my opinion. I thought Rafael Varane was excellent as well. Diogo Dalot did okay. I thought Malacia was poor for that goal that was eventually disallowed for offside, and maybe could have done better. But there was a few good, bright moments from him. In the midfield, Casemiro, my man of the match again. How good is he? Every single game, Casemiro turns up and delivers a performance, and I thought he was excellent there again tonight. Bruno Fernandes, industrious, working really hard. I wanted to see him take that penalty to get a goal and kind of get a, Stat had a goal for him because he needs a goal at the moment, doesn't he? But he is putting in the performances, absolutely fantastic. Eriksen, there was a few moments where he pulled out of challenges or didn't quite get the ball, but I thought generally speaking, kept things ticking over. But we have to wrap him in cotton wool again, and it shows you how important getting another midfielder is. I thought the front three today, apart from Marcus Rashford, who was excellent in the second half, I thought they were a little bit hit and miss. Anthony Martial did okay in the first half, but he had an opportunity that he should have scored. I think it was at 1-1. He should have buried that. Anthony, he's got to run at these defenders a little bit more. He got the goal early on, which give him a little bit of confidence, but he's got to start running at defenders. He's got to start committing them. He's got to start, hopefully this will boost his confidence a little bit. But I thought the front three weren't great today. Maybe we didn't create enough for them, but they'll have better days. We do need to get a striker, though. I think that much is clear, and we do need to get a midfielder. You need an alternative for Anthony Martial. You need someone that you can change it up, bring off the bench, or start ahead of him. And Anthony Martial, I think, is a fantastic footballer, obviously, but he's not hungry enough for goals. And when you're relying on your number 9 to pop up with a goal, he needs to do a little bit more in terms of creating chances for himself in the box. As much, I think his football, his all-round play, his build-up play was very good today, but you've got to be a little bit more hungry for goals. And Marcus Rashford has that at the minute and is delivering those goals. But look, another win for Manchester United. The games are coming thick and fast. There would have been a lot of fatigue in there. The manager has to take off Anthony Martial to wrap him in cotton wool because we haven't got another striker. So we're dealing with certain things like that, but ultimately winning games and seeing it through. And I'm absolutely buzzing, man. Manchester United through. We win another game. I think that's 5 consecutive wins since the World Cup break. Marcus Rashford scores in 5 consecutive goals since that break. And Manchester United win again under Erik ten Hag. We're on the march with Eric's army. We're all going to Wembley. See you in a bit.